Ho, ho, ho. Hi, old farts. Hi, everyone. Everybody okay today? It's a great day here in Las Vegas, and we are moving on from the drone meetup to some other stuff to talk about. Now we are rapidly moving into Christmas time. It's next week is Thanksgiving, and then it's full time, full tilt boogie into Christmas time. Um, we had Hi, Mike. I just saw you jump in there. Uh, all good. So Christmas will be here before we know it. I'm later after the show today. I'm going to the one and only dry cleaner in Las Vegas that understands how to clean a Santa suit, and picking up my I have three Santa suits, and Audrey has two Mrs. Claus dresses, and so they're all being laundered at the moment here, and we will get those in rotation here coming up. But we're looking forward to a fun season this year. So many things are going on. We are just really excited here. I'm excited for a variety of reasons. An important thing happened to me just the Saturday. I was able to do a favor by some graphic art Photoshop editing for a very important person in Las Vegas, and instead of they wanted to pay me, and I said no. I said I don't need any money. I said, but if you ever have some extra Golden Night tickets, that would be great. And I'm going to the Knights game in VIP seats on December 2nd when we're playing the Chicago Blackhawks, my old hometown. And me and Audrey are gonna sit in some of the best seats in the house, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that coming up. We have the weather here has gotten a little rainy and everything. The rainy season, the winter rainy season, has held off until after the Vegas drone meetup, because I have to tell you, if you haven't heard from anybody that was here, we had the most perfect weather for the Vegas drone meetup. It was 80 degrees in the daytime. It was about 55 degrees at night. The entire weekend, there was no wind at all. 2 to 5 miles an hour was all that there was. And it just, everything really worked out well for a lot of people. So if anybody out there wants to really talk, I mean, I know, last time I posted the link to just join in here, I got some guy that wanted to, as soon as I put him on the screen, he wanted to show some porn images and make some obnoxious noises. And so, if you don't want to do that and you want to talk about drones and you want to talk about being an old fart with drones, I'd be more than happy to have you come on and join me. So I'll experiment one more time, and I'm going to drop the link for the show into the chat right now. But if anybody else is out there wants to jump in, please just jump in. I see John out there, Phil Shura, Mike Wright, Arizona Drone Dude, Drone Shots. I think that's Jody. Come on in, to say hello and tell us what's going on with you. Mike says he's driving someplace. I know that he's got a long commute these days between family members and all over the place there. So if anybody wants to jump in here and say hello, I mean, more than happy to do that. But if you want to jump in here and cause trouble, I'm just going to boot you out immediately. So we're excited to share this time with everybody. We're like I say, we got a few days here till well, it's really, what is it? A week and a day from today is Thanksgiving, and I know we're planning a little get together here at the house. We have some friends coming over. Audrey makes one of the best, she calls it the Jewish turkey. And I don't care what she calls it. It's fabulous. And I sure enjoy it. And I know everybody that's come to join us has sure enjoyed it. So, and if anybody's in Las Vegas and you want to stop by on Thanksgiving, stop by, no problem. Okay, we always got an open door and an empty seat, so we'll find a plate for you and make you feel welcome. So we've gotten so much positive feedback from a lot of people here. I don't know if you guys can hear that dogs. The doggies are warning us there's something outside. I can see the street from here if I lean over, but there. I do qualify for old fart status at 51 years old. Well, General Lee, I always tell everyone if they ask me what's the age to be an old fart, well, there is no age. It's an attitude. And if you know the attitude, you know the attitude. That's for sure. So we enjoy, just, enjoying life at this age is what we're supposed to do, kind of thing. So that's the story there. So looks like I got one of my friends from New Hampshire just jumped in here. Let's welcome Phil Shura. You got everything working there, Phil?
Here, but I got some back or something.
Okay. I don't know where you are here. Hold on here. There you are.
Okay.
Turn your normal sound where you were listening to this off, and then just leave the StreamYard sound working. Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay. What do I do? I can hear you fine.
Turn off. If you were listening to the show before you got on the show,
yeah,
turn that sound off in that window, and then turn. Just listen. Listen to this window.
I'm just listening to this window. There you go.
There you go. That's
right.
what's work. I have another window open on a second screen here, and I have to turn that one off. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Looks like it turned into winter in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it was 28 degrees this morning here.
Ow!
And I was in the air about 45 minutes with the Maverick Pro.
Wow.
Maverick 4 Pro. And that is such an awesome bird. I've had it now since June. I was one of the first to get it. and I
Yep.
absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It is by far the best drone I've ever owned.
Wow.
The
Wow.
best
Can I
drone.
ask you a couple questions about that drone? Have you done a lot of the 360 spinning of that gimbal?
Um, a few times, but that doesn't really impress me. I don't
Yeah.
do video. I
Mhm.
flip it horizontal, I flip it vertical sometimes. But it is
It
such a.
seems to me that that's a unique thing that you might use on a rare
If
occasion.
I was a filmmaker, and doing video, I think it would be the cat's meow for some
Hmm.
videos. And I was thinking about flying through the little covered bridge we have here in Hampton Falls and
Yeah.
rotating the gimbal at the same time. That would make for a neat effect.
You might be a vertigo thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, do you sell off your old drones?
Most of them. Most of them.
Okay.
I still have the Maverick 3. Uh, and be honest with you, I've only flown it a couple times since I got the Maverick 4. It's
Yeah.
so much better. And
Well, that happens. I think to everybody, when they get a new one, they fly that one every day, and then their old one just winds up sitting on the shelf
well,
for.
everything is improved on it. I mean, obstacle avoidance is improved. I mean, landing
Yep.
capability is improved. Um, the quality of the images are just so far superior. And being that I come from a photography background and not a video background,
Yeah.
I mean, the captures that I capture in the morning because I'm like 3.5 miles from Hampton Beach by the air,
Hmm.
and I can zoom over onto the Seabrook Hampton Bridge and actually see the cars going across the bridge in the morning. I mean,
Ah.
at three and a half
Okay.
miles. Yeah. I mean, I can't read license plates. not like our
Well,
not like our buddies there with a police department that have those big cameras on their drones. But
yeah, during the meetup here, we had the Red Rock Search and Rescue team, and they're using the Autel Max 40, and which has a super zoom on it, has a thermal on it, and a widescreen, a wide shot angle lens on it. And I know back a couple years ago, I interviewed Maxwell Lee, who's the president of Autel, and he told me that with that drone, they could read license plates at a mile away.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
unbelievable.
I'm just fascinating that I mean, a mile away you wouldn't hear it or see it.
No,
You couldn't hear or see a drone, but that drone could be figuring out who you are and where you are.
well, I got an Altel 640T, and
Uh-huh.
I just uh, got it set up that I put a searchlight on it, and it has
Okay.
a thermal also. So
Yeah.
I had a lady call me up a couple weeks ago, and her cows had broke out in the cornfield, and they had like a 40-acre cornfield, and she wanted me to fly the drone to search for her cow. All right, so being that I was raised in the
Yeah.
farm, I says, you know, uh, you know, at 10 o'clock at night, the cow's probably bedded down somewhere. The only way I'm going to find it is with the thermal signature. I says, but let's wait until the morning and see if she don't come home. Well, 7 o'clock in the morning, she texts me. She says, I have a mama cow and a baby cow. And they were sitting at a fence, and boy, were they hungry. So I
Ah,
didn't have to go. I didn't have to go put the drone in the air, but I
yeah.
didn't have the searchlight either. So
Yeah.
and you
They
know,
know where the food is.
they know where the food is. But the problem that I have is I'm all surrounded by woods here, so I have to have lights on the drone to see where I'm going because you need the lights for the obstacle avoidance, and of course, if you get high enough, you don't need it.
Yeah. You get
All
over the
right,
tree line.
get over the tree
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
As long as you don't land in the trees, you're fine. So,
Yeah, that's the purpose of those thermal drones. I know we had two police departments at the drone meetup this year, and we had Red Rock Search and Rescue here, which Red Rock is a volunteer organization, but they are called upon often when there's a hiker stranded, when they get that call that,
yep,
which, tends to happen often here, unfortunately, people that aren't skilled, mountain climbers or, hikers. And we have some pretty treacherous areas out here that, if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily get yourself in a spot where you can't come down, and it's you're stuck 2,000 feet above anybody else, and
yep,
it could be a scary situation. So
yeah.
these guys are ready to go out there and first of all find you, and
But
that's
you need the longer zoom lenses on those thermal cameras
oh
too.
yeah,
And the Autel Light is basically just a wide angle camera. So I have to stay just above the tree line, just above the trees.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
trees are 120 feet tall, so you're up 150 feet, but you can see animals running around down here. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, it's a heat signature.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, what I think the next step is they need to be able to send you lidar information, from the lidar sensor, the radar sensor there,
yep.
kind of thing. If they can visually show you that information, that will also
Well,
be
I think
another
that's where the
tool.
big improvement on the next generation of drones are going to be in the
Oh,
thermal
sure.
imaging and with lidar and stuff like that. That lidar is just amazing,
Yeah,
amazing for obstacle avoidance. Even on the Maverick, like the Maverick 4, which doesn't have you know uh, heat sensing, but
yeah.
I'm sure and DJI is working on that. But will we see it in the United States? I don't know.
You know,
Who's
who
going to
knows?
what's going to happen December?
I think we're all going to be in for some sort of a surprise. I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the screen. I have "Write Your Lawmakers." Extend Part 1709. That's the message at the moment here that everybody. I know what we only got about 10 people watching us right now, but I usually get 150 people watching this after the show's over. I know that because of our daytime time here, but I was able to this weekend I was able to hand a member of Congress, you know, all of the DJI papers about the situation with Part 1709 being extended. If anybody's out there that doesn't already know what's going on, we have a situation where a year ago, on December 23rd, they passed a law that said within a year, uh, drones have to be tested to be to stay active in the United States. And as of this time, but when they wrote that law, they never specified who was supposed to test it. They never put a deadline on testing. So no agency decided to do it because obviously it's more work. But I also believe that no agency wanted to be the one that had to go back to these radical Congress people and tell them that there's no data being leaked from a DJI drone. They didn't want to be the ones to tell them what they didn't want to hear.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Hi, Dre. Yeah. I see Dre just got in the chat there. We're still talking about DJI getting kicked out of the United States here, and unfortunately, we are. I was saying I was able to go to an event, a very small event. It was at the a Union Hall here in Las Vegas, and a member of our congressional delegation was there, and I was able to put in her hand, DJI's documents about why 1709 needs to be extended. And so I know that they have a lot of things on their plate in Washington, D.C. these last few days. So, I have no idea if what's going to happen here in the next 37, 38 days or whatever it is now. So,
but there's nothing out there to even come close to the technology of the DJI.
No,
there's nothing.
No,
at least 5 years away or more.
Oh yeah. No, I think if any American manufacturer wanted to jump in and try to realistically compete, with DJI, it would easily take them 4 or 5 years to get to that level. They've kept progressing where other people just kind of seem to have sat on their hands.
Yep.
Yep. See, just need to remind people that these laws and rules are for government agencies and will not affect the daily when it comes to flying. Let me put this up on the screen. This is this is from Dre. Dre Crawford, right?
Yep.
Phil?
Yep.
And he's saying that that the main thing here are mainly for government agencies, and it's not going to affect Joe Jane when it comes to flying, just importing. Yeah. So what I do believe is that all the drones that you have at home will be increasing in their value.
So hang on to your old Maverick 3, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you may be able to sell that for what you paid for it here relatively soon. Yeah. I think that's going to be the case. I know, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at I've got an Air 2S sitting here that I really still enjoy flying, and I'm anxious to buy. I want to get the Mini 5, and I do want to get that new Neo, but I mean it is definitely those may be the last things we're able to buy here.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, great. So yeah, Dre, if you want to jump on, and I put the link in the chat earlier. I can drop it in there again here. There it is. I just dropped it in again. Yep. This is going to be, an interesting time. So yes, I think if any of the audience out there, I want to say, if you haven't already gone to droneadvocacyalliance.com and you can see it on the scrolling by on the screen right now. I strongly suggest that you go there. All you need to do is put your zip code in, and they will identify who your representatives are. You know, we all have 2 senators that we can communicate with, and we all live in some congressional district. So you have a House of Representative person that represents you, and that's who you should talk to. You know, you certainly get a lot more weight coming from somebody who's their constituent, some person that, you know, they, you know, rely on to get voted by, you know, to get them, keep them in office. So when you write to these people, don't use the template. Don't just, you may want to use a bit of the language from the template, but you've got to start your conversation. You've got to start your email. You've got to start your letter you're going to write with why this is important to you as a person, as their constituent in their district, and why this, how this is going to negatively affect you. That's going to make much more difference. They, you know, if they just get the stock template back from that, they count that as one. No matter if they get 1,000 responses, they count that as one, you know, kind of thing. So you've definitely got to personalize your message to your lawmakers. It makes a world of difference. And I know I've, you know, fortunately been in the position where, you know, I know 5 of the 6 congressional members from Nevada. I can walk right up to, and they know me by my name. They know my name immediately, and you know, I don't need any introduction. I've known them for years, and they know who I am, and I know who they are. So you know, so that's and that's actually how my connection with DJI has happened, is because I've had this connection, and because, you know, they've wanted to utilize some of the connections that both me and my wife Audrey have put together. So that's the case there. Yeah, this General Lee is saying, I'm concerned that Trump Jr. is $1 million shareholder of Red Cat Holdings, who is trying to compete with DJI. Yes, I understand that that he's purchased about 30,000 drone motors. And where do you think those drone motors are made?
Probably China.
Yeah. Do you think there's anybody making drone motors anywhere else? You know, I mean, it is, you know, it's just fascinating, you know, what's transpired here, there. But so what else is going on? Anybody else got anything that's going on? Good.
We're
Okay.
just gearing up for Thanksgiving.
Yep. What's your plan?
Well, we're going to our daughter's, and she's having about 30 people. So.
Oh my. Yeah. I've been to Thanksgivings like that. You know, we're going to have maybe 5 or 6, you know, kind of thing here at our place. So
it's probably start at 1 o'clock and just keep on going all evening, you know. Some will come, yes. Some will go.
Yes, it's the national fall asleep in front of the TV with football on, you know. I think that's what everybody does. You know, get the game on and fall asleep.
So you'll be going to when's your tickets good for?
December 2nd.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's next Tuesday or 2 weeks from Tuesday, I
That'll be
guess. Yeah.
exciting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Knights game is I don't know if other so far in the NHL, every year that the Golden Knights have been a team, they have won the most exciting home game kind of thing. I mean, they put on quite a show. If you haven't, and it's different if you're there. I mean, there are, about 100 cheerleaders. There's girls in complete showgirl outfits, gold showgirl outfits, and there's a drum crew that walk around the perimeter of the where all the concession stands. They're nonstop drumming and making noises and all kinds of stuff like that. And we do a laser show on the ice, and there's a knight in full golden armor that descends from the sky, and depending on the team we're playing, we have a character that symbolizes that team, and they have a duel, kind of thing, a sword fight and everything, and and then so it's quite a spectacular,
Well, I'm
Las
sure
Vegas
you're going to have
event.
fun. You're
Oh
going to
yeah,
have fun. You're going to have
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So it's all good, kind of thing. We our basketball team used to be the UNLV basketball team used to be the only game in town because before the 2018, when I think it was a Supreme Court ruling that made sports betting legal everywhere in the United States. Prior to that ruling, Las Vegas was the only place you could legally bet on sports.
So that's how you got the Raiders.
Yes. So when it became legal everywhere, that's when we got professional teams to come to Las Vegas, and I would have bet you $1 million that our first professional sports in Las Vegas was not going to be hockey. Okay.
Well, you got hockey, you got basketball, you got football.
We have women's basketball. Yes, we have the world champions, the WNBA champions here. The Las Vegas Aces are won the championship again this year. Third time in 4 years that they've won the championship. And our MVP, Asia, this her fourth MVP here. So we have some exciting sports now. It's not just the normal Las Vegas stuff, But
so what
we are hurting. I know some of you have watched other things where they've said, how much we're hurting. But I have to tell you, if you go down and walk through a casino, it just doesn't seem like they're hurting. I mean, I've been into some pretty decent crowds inside of a casino recently, and I think, yeah, business is down. At least the last I heard, the last number that I heard was that our gaming revenue has dropped by 7%.
7%. Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, it's not like 50% or, 40% or anything like that. It's 7% is
Yeah.
what the gaming revenue has dropped.
Well,
So,
I'm not a gambler, but
yeah.
within 3 miles of my house, we have a casino.
Yes.
And it used to be the Seabrook Dog Track, but it's now the Brook. And my wife and I went down there and had dinner one night, and I was
Yep.
looking at the machines, and I said, I don't even know how to play them. I don't know how to play them. They didn't look like the one-armed bandits I was used to seeing in Vegas 30 years ago.
Yeah, no, you just sit there, put your money in, and push a button. That's it. You don't have a lot of choices here. It's that's why my wife, she plays video poker, and she feels like at least she's making some decision here. I'm going to hold this card. I'm not going to hold that card. I don't know that it's that much better odds, but she sure enjoys doing it, and she pretty much stays even. I mean, we've many times she's come home. She even one time right after we got married, she came home from the grocery store and said, "Look what happened," and she dropped $1,200 on the kitchen table
at the grocery store. Yeah,
at the grocery store. She hit a royal flush at the grocery store.
That's the way it amazed me. You go to laundromat, you can bet in the laundromat while your clothes are drying.
Yep. All pretty crazy. There. So hi, Lovina. Lovina's in the chat. Lovina is Hawaii Girl Adventures, and she was an integral part of the Vegas drone meetup here. And I encourage everyone to go look at Old Farts with Drones Facebook group, because she won.
She won the Mini 5, right?
No, she won one of these. I have one that was a gift to me a while ago. I don't know if anybody else has seen this box.
No, I haven't.
From DJI. It's a DJI product. Okay. This, and it was, if you see here, it says staff only. This was a gift at Chinese New Year for their staff, for their employees. And it's a, let me set it down. It's really heavy. First of all, it's a calligraphy set. It's a calligraphy pen and very special calligraphy paper and calligraphy ink are inside that box. And then there's also a power supply in there, a charging block. I'm going to bring Lavina in. There's a charging block in there. It's a 10,000 milliamp charging block that has like an Apple plug on one side and a USB-C plug on the other side. And there is a book, and the book is what really impressed me. The book is like a history of DJI, and going through the evolution of all the models that they have to sell, and what they've done over the, they started in 2006 in Frank Wang's dorm room he started selling drone parts to build your own drone. And then it progressed. And then in that box, the main thing in that box is a Lego version right there. Lovina's got it in her hand. That's a Phantom 4 Pro.
Phantom 4.
Phantom 4 that's actually functioning. You can, like, she's turning the motors right there.
Yep.
And that's a Lego set of a Phantom 4. And it's
Wow.
pretty good size. And that's in that box. And DJI sent me 15 of those. And I was thrilled to be able to give those away. How long did it take you to get there, Lavina?
Well, first of all, hi, Bob, and hi, Phil.
Hi,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Phil, say hi.
I just wanted to let you know that I can only be on for a short moment because Ronnie and I just came back from hiking in Mount Charleston this morning, and there's snow up there.
Okay.
And I was flying my Air 3S, and then it started to snow, but it was wet snow, and I was getting all these weird warnings on my RC, so I had to land. But it only took me, I'm not completed yet, and I'm only at this point a little bit over halfway, and it took me maybe 3.5 hours to get to this point. Lots of small parts, and I think everybody else, the other 14 people who won this, is going to have they're going to have a great time putting that together. And thank you to DJI.
I think you might be the furthest along of anybody that I know, because I want to see them. I want to see the results here,
Right. I definitely will. But I got to get going because we just got in and I need to go grab some lunch. But I just want to say hi.
Nice to see you.
Well, and all to your viewers as well.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you. Lovina is Hawaii Girl Adventures, and she's from Hawaii, obviously, but we have and she's kind of new. She's been much more of a rock climber, going out and climbing these mountains out there and climbing a rock face.
Yeah, where does she live?
She lives here now. She lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, she got a drone because she was climbing mountains, and she realized, oh, this would be a great addition if I could, fly the drone up the trail first, and I could see where the difficult parts were going to be, or what the situation is before I climb up the mountain. So she started flying drones, and she's got you really need to watch.
I'm going to definitely watch her videos.
Watch her channel, Hawaii Girl Adventures. She truly is quite a remarkable drone flyer, in addition to mountain climber, in addition to ice climbing now, kind of thing. So Warren is there. Akashiro just came in here. Gator Drone, hello everybody. I'm guessing you must be a Florida person there at Gator Drone. There will help a little bit, like General Lee and Gator Drone and some of the people that I don't know yet, but please put in your real names, and so we can get to know you. And if you have a camera or a microphone on your computer, or you can actually use your phone, I encourage you to click on the link that I've placed in the chat that says StreamYard and jump on here and introduce yourself and say hello.
Yeah, make sure you turn off the other browser.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to get feedback really bad, and a big echo in the chat there in the.
So what did you say? Part. What did you say? What did you say?
Yep.
You know what? You know what the definition of an old fart is, don't you?
Oh, let me hear it.
All right. When you look somebody and ask a question, you look back at you and go, huh? Huh? I said that to Patty, and she said, now what did you say? I said, you passed.
You're an old fart. That's it.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know. Your ears get bigger, but your hearing diminishes. I don't understand that.
I don't. But you know what? My wife says I can hear you, but I can't hear anybody else. She tunes me out.
I got it.
Oh well.
Yes, I know. There's some peculiar things that happen. Next month, is my birthday. I'm turning 75.
Congratulations.
December 22nd. I didn't quite make Christmas, but I got a lot of dual presents from people over my lifetime here. That's my day there. And but 75, I totally never believed I would ever get this old. So.
Yeah, you look in the mirror and say, "Who's that old guy?"
Who is that guy? How do you get so old? But old farts is not an age; it's an attitude.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that's the idea here. It's.
I said that to somebody, and they said, "I beg your pardon, I'm not an old fart," and I felt really bad. And then she looked back at me and she says, "I make mine fresh every day." Boy, zing.
Need a little drum roll here, a drum roll and a cymbal crash, Yeah. Good. So, Phil, have you tried FPV? Are you at all an FPV?
I have two of them, actually. I have the Avata and the Avata 2.
Ah, okay.
Or no, the Avata. I had the latest Avata.
Yeah.
There's one that's supposed to be coming out.
The Avata 360 is the rumor mill.
Yeah, but I have two. I have two of them. I have the Neo.
Yeah.
And I have my old Phantom 4. I have Air 3S, a Maverick 3, and a Maverick 4.
Yeah.
So I'm all set.
When you're flying with the goggles, what do you find it different? What's different flying with the goggles than flying with the controller?
You got to sit down. You can't fly standing up with the goggles. No way. But it's a totally different feeling,
Yeah.
I don't fly FTB that much.
Yeah.
But because most of my time is just, I do it early in the morning and then that's it,
Yeah.
And what I'm finding is that, I've got about 1,600 people that follow my Facebook page that I know of. And it's just amazing to hear from people. Please don't stop. Just makes me feel good.
I want to introduce another friend of ours here, just joined us here. He's been one of the most strongest supporters of the Vegas drone meetup and Old Farts with Drones, Dre Crawford, the best dressed drone flyer. There he is.
Well,
Hi,
thank you,
Ray.
all. Appreciate that. How you doing,
Yes.
Phil?
Great.
Yes.
Good, good, good.
Good,
I just
good,
wanted
good.
to-
So what's up, Dre?
Oh, just doing things I have to do. I was researching and some information on our underground storage tanks and all that kind of good stuff that I have to tend to.
Yeah.
We got on a little earlier, but duty calls.
Yeah.
But I did see a question by General Lee, and
Yes.
I knew it'd take me a little more than the limited characters I could type in a box to address that question.
Oh,
He
go
talked
ahead.
about Trump Jr. and his
Yeah.
investments, and these are, I always say, look at the money trail. And there's a lot of things that are taking place, and it's not exclusive to who's currently in the White House. It's how those at the top do things compared to us regular folks who get the opportunity to do things. And with this whole push of basically hampering down foreign drones and trying to bolster up the American drone manufacturers, people find a way to benefit from that.
Sure.
When you cut off the competition, you start to be the only supplier, and then you can start either setting a new price for all these different parts and everything else. And the same thing to go for crypto, where before the current president was definitely anti-crypto. Now he has his own crypto house. So
Funny how his opinion changed.
yeah. Like when you can figure out an angle to benefit yourself, you got it. The attitude kind of changes, your position kind of flip flops around. So
Yeah,
that is a great concern, generally, about the I would say how certain individuals are being able to take advantage by becoming large stakeholders in these companies.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, like I said, when you look at the big puzzle, all the pieces, these are all the things that you see that are going on. And as I stated last night in Bill the Drone Reviewer show, hate to be one to bring bad news, but I have to look at reality and say that this government shutdown that we just had was probably the nail in the coffin for us, because it cut down the amount of days that would have been available for a last minute effort for us assigning a agency to look at this. And that's why I said right now we're looking at today is the 19th of November. And you and I all know about time they would appoint an agency to do this. And with the holidays coming up, about time they would assemble a team to do it, we'll be into January.
Yep.
And that's why I say, Vic is trying to get people to extend the deadline. Well, the problem with that is that if you extend the deadline for this one section, you have to extend the deadline for the whole NDAA, because it's within it, and they're not going to let that happen, because that means you're limiting funding for a lot of military projects and resources and everything else.
On this, it's not just drones. That's for
sure. So that's why I explained to people last year when this got approved, and I brought this up, and certain people told me just enjoy the little victory that we got, and I said, well, how can you call this a real victory when they actually got the victory with this 1709 section? And I brought it up, and I said they got a catch-22 on us, because they don't. And people say, are they going to vote? I said they already voted. They voted last year. So right now, if everybody sits on their hands, all the politicians are going to sit there and say, well, I didn't vote. I said, yeah, you did vote. You voted in 2024. With this little part hidden in there, deep down in the bushes, You guys voted then, so now you think we all got short memories and not going to remember who voted for what. And they're going to say, well, we had to vote for it because it involves so many other military projects and spending and everything else. I say, yeah, we're all going to nod our heads. Yeah, you had to do this. You had to do that for the greater good. But now you, like I said, you harm the industry, not only in, I would say, the large portion of it, you heard it for as far as importing, and so to speak, but from the imports, you've harmed a lot of small business owners. And I'm not even talking about people like myself. I'm talking about the resellers. You know, like I tell people, the Best Buys, the Amazons, Amazons, and B&H and Autorama, those guys will continue on. They were selling other products long before drones became popular.
Yeah.
But it's the smaller guys, the drone nerds, Drone Works, you know, those guys, Drone Supply Company, those guys who primarily only deal with drones themselves. And every one of those small, what I consider mom and pop businesses, DJI drones is the bread and butter. They might sell a few Autels, a few Parrots, and I say very few of them even. I would say I don't know any of them who sell any American-made drones, because most of the American-made drone companies all do all their selling in-house. They don't release it out to nobody else, which makes it hard for other people to transition.
Are you talking about like Teal and Brink? And,
right. Brink, Teal. A lot of them, if you want to buy one of their products, you got to buy it directly from them. I have not seen an established, you know, reseller network. Well, I can call up even your guys in Vegas, Drone Doctor, and say, hey, I need a Teal, yada, yada, yada. And he's going to say, well, you got to call Teal up. You know, you got to do them directly. You know,
so they don't do a dealer network.
Yeah, like I said, that's the part that's further harming the industry here in America, when they're not even providing resellers the opportunity to transition from Chinese-made drones to American-made drones. We know there's going to be a very expensive markup, but when you're not even allowing them to get on board to sell the items, you're cutting people off completely.
Yeah, we're going to have a rough time, I think, especially probably the first 6 or 8 months of 26 here. You know, where there isn't a path, and there'll be solid confusion, you know, and I don't know if we're going to be able to, you know, like what people are doing now, buying them from South Korea or Japan. Where did you get yours from, Phil? Your Mavic 4?
Actually, I got it from Adorama.
Adorama, okay.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think for the average user, you know, Joes and Janes out there, we'll still be able to buy them, but we won't be able to buy them from Best Buy or off Amazon, because in the amounts that they purchase, that sends up a red flag for Customs and Borders. You as an individual, you buy one from Adorama, like I say, the importing will be to a snail's pace. They might, instead of them ordering 500 units, they might only be able to get in 50.
What do you think the part situation is going to be, Dre?
And it's going to be similar parts. It's going to be the same way. Instead of being able to buy something
limited
on Amazon,
availability. And
I mean, availability will still be there. DJI is not going to stop making parts and everything else, but the availability for us here in the U.S. is going to be the issue as far as us getting those parts here. And I said, you can't buy in large portions like most companies do. They stock up, have stuff on the shelves in their warehouses.
Sure.
That will be the drawback on that you may have to wait a lot longer for your parts to come in. Everything from props to batteries to any other accessories to come out.
You know, arms are the thing that usually breaks in a crash. And, that's, a lot of people, drone doctor, we've gotten to know pretty well here. He keeps an inventory of, he can pull out an arm assembly for a Mini 3 Pro if you want. He's got that right now. He's got that on his shelf.
Yeah.
But,
like I said, he has it right now on his shelf.
He may not have it in 6 months.
How long can he afford to keep it on his shelf if he's not getting customers? One thing, that's why we got to put the word out there to those who have the parts and accessories to let people know. And then how does he keep a supply chain going in so he can keep maintaining those parts?
Yep. Yeah.
I tell people this is no different if we were dealing in doorknobs and broomsticks, be the same thing, It's about a supply and demand. Most people who I say on the fringes of the drone community who are not really in tune to what's going on, because I still get questions of people saying, "Hey, I just now heard that DJI is going to be banned." I keep asking, "Where have you been for the last couple of years?" This is not new news.
It has been going on
for a lot of us. It's been going on for several years, and we've been very lucky that most of these legislations have not got out of committee or failed to reach the floor. And some have reached the floor and they didn't pass, the House and didn't pass the Senate. So I got to tell people, where have you been?
But it's not affecting just the DJI. It's TEL and other ones too.
And that's what I tell people. I say, that's why I even tell the guys in the FPV community. I was trying to tell them early last year into this year. I said, hey, this is going to affect you guys also. They kept saying, oh, it's just the camera drones. I said, it's going to affect the whole industry.
Yeah.
Because I can tell them, I said, like we're talking about.
How about the guys that build their own drones?
Yeah, but like I say, you got to buy the
parts. They need parts to do that.
They need parts. And like I say, the biggest manufacturers of the air units and other parts come from overseas, come out of China, come out of other places like that they make the parts. And they're saying, well, we'll just buy them out of Mexico or whatever. I said, but that same thing, you got to find somebody who's going to be a good supplier for you.
Yeah, all good.
And like I tell people who have friends in Canada, I say, hey, that might be the route. We all may have to start dealing with some people that we know in Canada and have, send them the money, they buy it, and then they send to us in a non-disclosed
box. Be happy
to
deal with Canada. I heard from multiple of our Canadian friends here that none of them would come to the United States. They said we're not supporting the United States at all. So Bob, maybe next year things will change and we will come to the meetup. But they all said, we'd love to come to the meetup, but we're not coming to the United States. So,
that's sad. We are. Yeah, that is sad. That is the state of where we're at. And, like I said, there's a lot more stuff going on way above our, as we say in the military, above our pay grade that we may not know about or understand. But like I say, it does affect us. And that's why I try to tell everyone that I said, don't think what happens at the federal level does not relate to what happens at the local level. Because like I say, just like we're looking at what's happening, at the feds, but how many more cities and counties are passing laws locally to
HOAs are passing laws,
that are restricting our ability to conduct flight operations. And that's why I tell people, for the hobbyists, I know it's got to be super frustrating because you guys, hobbyists are just out there to have fun, enjoy it, relax, and be great.
Yeah, we're hobbyists.
Yeah, I mean, people like me, I try to tell people, I said, this is why I always talk about being professional, contacting businesses, because, the last several months, there's been more cases of people flying over construction projects and other buildings, and so to speak, getting footage. And I try to tell people, I said, now you're dipping into different laws, not just airspace, because it could be Class G airspace, but now you're flying over people's property, taking pictures and getting footage. That goes into privacy laws.
Yeah.
And if you're not authorized to do that, you could be held accountable for violating that company's or that whatever project's going on,
Yeah.
or people in general's privacy, because you didn't get permission or authorization.
Yeah.
So
So
there's
listen,
a lot of that
I'm
going
gonna
on.
I'm gonna shut this down for today. Here we were over an hour already, but appreciate you coming on, Dre. You
Oh,
always
no
have
problem.
such really great insight into, knowledge of what's going on, and you're looking at this as your business, point of view, where like people like myself and Phil, we're looking at this as our weekend hobby, or our in Phil's case, his daily hobby here,
Right.
and we're seeing that the what we're doing is going to be equally cut out as much as you, but this is much more of a livelihood for you than it is for us, so it makes a significant difference there. And I this past weekend, as I said, I was able to talk to one of our congresswomen, and I was able to. I don't know if you know this, but DJI has put together a document for every state in the United States that says how many people are employed, their employment is hinged on using a DJI drone. And I was surprised in our small state, Nevada is a very small state, relatively speaking. But we have over 4,000 people whose occupation depends on DJI drones.
Yeah.
Agriculture, law enforcement, search and rescue people, a variety of small businesses, real estate photographers, roof inspectors. The reason I got into drones is one of my clients was a solar installer, and he wanted to document his finished work. And that was the first drone that I actually was present for to watch operate. And he put it in my hand. It was a Phantom 4, and I was like,
it's
"Oh,
stuck.
this is great!"
And it's
I
stuck,
can do
right?
this.
You went home with it, right?
Yeah,
You got hooked.
yeah. So I want to thank you both, guys.
Well, thank you.
Both.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, Phil.
Dre, nice to meet you.
Good to see you, Phil. Were you at the meetup, Phil?
Yep. No, he wasn't at
I
this
wasn't.
year's.
No, I was in South Florida, but I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
make it to Vegas.
No problem. There's always next year.
I want
Next
to try
year.
there. I'm trying. That's my goal. Be out there next year.
Good deal.
All right.
Thanks,
Right.
Dre.
No
I
problem.
appreciate you. All right, friends. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all soon. Please go out and fly. Have a good time. Enjoy what you got, because that's probably all you're going to get. So
Good
I
night,
hate
everybody.
to say it that way, but thank you all. Thank you. We will see you soon.